Hello all. So in this session, let us discuss about defibrillators. Before that, we should know what is fibrillation. The rapid spread of action potential over the surface of atria causes these two chambers of heart to contract together and pump blood through the two atrioventricular valves into the ventricles. Okay. After a time delay, the powerful ventricular muscles, that is, the ventricular muscles are somewhat thicker and strong comparing to atrial muscles. These are synchronously activated to pump blood through pulmonary and systemic circulatory systems. These two happen simultaneously or at the same time. In a synchronous manner, the ventricular muscles are activated. Okay, so when this synchronism is lost, then that condition is known as fibrillation. So during fibrillation, the normal rhythmic contractions of either the atria or the ventricles are replaced by rapid irregular twitching of the muscular wall of the heart. The fibrillation of atrial muscles is called as atrial fibrillation, and the fibrillation of ventricles is known as ventricular fibrillation. So what is atrial fibrillation? The ventricles can function normally, but they respond with an irregular rhythm to non-synchronous bombardment of electrical stimulation from fibrillating atria. This is a condition of atrial fibrillation. Okay, that is, a non-synchronized electrical stimulation is coming from fibrillating atria. So that is reflected upon the ventricles. Even though in this condition ventricles can function normally, but they will respond to an irregular rhythm. So the pumping rate will be somewhat different. Since most of the blood flow into ventricles occurs before atrial contraction, there is still blood for the ventricles to pump. Okay. Thus, even with the atrial fibrillation, circulation is still maintained, although if it is not efficiently maintained. The sensation during this condition is by fibrillating atria and irregular ventricular action. This will be very traumatic for the patient. So this should be avoided. That is, atrial fibrillation must be avoided because it will be harming the patient's health. But eventually, if it is stays, it may cause abnormalities to the normal functioning of the heart. Next one, ventricular fibrillation. Ventricular fibrillation is somewhat more dangerous than this atrial fibrillation because in this case, during ventricular fibrillation, ventricles are unable to pump blood. So, what we expect from a heart, we need to pump blood properly at a rhythmic rate. Okay, so during atrial fibrillation, as this fibrillation is happening to atria, ventricular function is not disrupted, even though some rhythm differences are there, it is not disrupted. But in case of ventricular fibrillation, that function is disrupted. That is, ventricles could not pump the blood. So this is more dangerous. Or we can say heart will stop working eventually. If this fibrillation is not corrected, death will usually occur within a few minutes. Okay. So fibrillation is not a self-correcting one. Therefore, a patient susceptible to ventricular fibrillation must be watched continuously so that the medical staff can respond immediately if an emergency occurs. So this type of monitoring or watching continuously is known as cardiac monitoring. This is necessary or very important in case of ventricular fibrillation having patients. So in order to avoid this fibrillation, we need defibrillators. So that is known as defibrillation. A method of defibrillation is just the application of an electric shock to the area of the heart. If sufficient current to stimulate all musculature of the heart simultaneously is applied for a brief period and then released, all the heart muscle fibers enter their refractory periods together. As a result, it will regain their rhythmic rate. So there are two types of defibrillation methods, AC defibrillation and DC defibrillation. So first one, in AC defibrillation, In this, a brief time of pulse or AC signal, a brief AC signal which has a time duration up to 1 second, that is 0.25 to 1 second time duration, having pulse with a frequency of 60 Hz or 50 Hz, is applied at an intensity of around 6 ampere to the chest of the patient through appropriate electrodes. So by this, we are applying an electric shock to the patient's chest to resynchronize the heart, and this application or this signal which we are applying is known as counter shock. If the patient doesn't respond, then the burst is repeated until the defibrillation occurs or until the fibrillation stops and the patient's heart is normally functioning. And this method of counter shock was known as AC defibrillation. There are some disadvantages associated with this AC defibrillation. That is, successive attempts to correct the ventricular fibrillation is often required. That is, in this case, if we are using this method, in case of ventricular fibrillation, we may need to apply this counter shock number of times in order to correct that. So, applying an electric shock or counter shock for a number of times is somewhat dangerous, or it will be having some side effect later. So that is one of the main disadvantage. And then AC defibrillation cannot be successfully used to correct atrial defibrillation. Attempts to correct this atrial defibrillation by this method often results in more serious ventricular fibrillation. That is why we will not suggest this method, that is AC defibrillation, in order to correct this atrial defibrillation. That is why this AC defibrillation is no longer used. Next one is DC defibrillation, which is nowadays used and it is a common one, somewhat safer one. So this is the circuit of DC defibrillator. We have an auto transformer here and another transformer, and there is a switch here, and these are leads and an inductor, a capacitor, and a voltage monitoring device. To see what is the working of this DC defibrillator circuit, here a 230 volt AC mains is connected to variable auto transformer, and the output of this is fed to step up transformer. This is step up transformer to produce a high voltage. And here you can see a half wave rectifier. A diode means a half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier rectifies this high AC voltage to obtain high DC voltage, which will charge this capacitor. See, the voltage to which the capacitor C is charged is determined by the voltmeter connected across it, or at which voltage we are charging is depend upon this auto transformer which is connected at the primary. Okay, so with the electrodes firmly placed at appropriate position to chest, this is the electrodes which we keep to the appropriate or correct position of chest. Then what will the clinician do? He will discharge the capacitor, this capacitor which is stored up to this value by this half wave rectification. This capacitor will be discharged to the patient's chest by switching this switch from this position to this position, position 1 to position 2. So at first we'll provide the supply and we will charge the capacitor to this value, and then this charged value will be discharged to the patient's chest through this electrode by switching this switch from position 1 to 2. An inductor is seen here. An inductor is used to shape the wave in order to eliminate a sharp undesirable current spike that would otherwise occur at the beginning of discharge. In the capacitor discharge, waveform will be like this. There will be a high spike will be there during the starting time of the discharge. So that spike should be avoided. So for that, inductor is placed here. Okay, so once the discharge is completed, then the switch will automatically returns to position 1 and this process can be repeated if necessary. Okay, so here what will be the energy stored by the capacitor? It will be shown here the value of the capacitor voltage. So this DC defibrillator can be used for correcting atrial fibrillation as well as ventricular fibrillation. Also, it can be used to overcome some type of arrhythmias. The DC method requires fewer repetitions and is less likely to harm the patients. The amount of electrical energy discharged by the capacitor may range between 100 and 400 watts second or joules. The duration of the effective portion of discharge is approximately 5 milliseconds. The energy delivered is represented by the typical waveform which is shown in this figure. The area under this curve is proportional to energy delivered by the capacitor. The peak value of the current is nearly 20 ampere in this case and the wave is necessarily monophasic since most of its excursion is above the baseline. Okay, so that is about DC defibrillator and fibrillators. Thank you.